Hello and welcome everyone to another edition of Yoga and Meditation with me, Librarian Jane Stimson, librarian at the Lone Star College Harris County Public Library's Sci-Fair branch. Delighted to be bringing you all of our events online at cyflib.info/events. Now friends, I have some good news and some bad news to start class tonight. The good news is that at long last, the Sci-Fair Library will be reopening to the public on June 1st. However, we will only be allowed to reopen at limited capacity by appointment only. So please check our website, cyflib.info, check our social media at LSC Sci-Fair Library, so you can see what you will need to do in order to make an appointment and come in and use the library again. But we are so excited to have you back in the building. Now, friends, the bad news, though, is that this is going to be our last yoga class together. I am grateful to have been able to teach yoga all of these years, both in person in the library and online. However, I have accepted another library job in my home state of Massachusetts. So these are going to be my last couple of weeks here at Lone Star College Sci-Fair. It has been an honor and a privilege to be able to teach yoga during that time, but this will be our last class session. However, all of the YouTube archives are up. I think we're at something like, 25, 30 classes online now. So please always know that you can go back into our YouTube archives and take those classes as many times as you would like. But thank you so much for tuning in and meeting with me. All right. So I thought because it is our last class, we could just indulge in some favorites tonight. So these are some of my favorite poses to practice, some of my favorite poses to teach. So if you'll indulge me, we're just going to do some favorites tonight, some breathing, some meditation, and some movements and some stretchy goodness before we rest it all out. Okay? All right, so if that sounds good to you, we're going to start in meditation. So please come and take a comfortable seat on your mat. Whatever comfortable means for you this evening, whether that's cross-legged or kneeling, you might be sitting up on a cushion. Let's just take a moment to sit tall. So pull the waist out of the hips, pull the rib cage out of the waist, and your gaze is straight ahead. Eyes are soft, shoulders are loose, and the belly is full and easy. And you can close your eyes here or just have them softly open. And as we use this to transition into the time and the space of our practice, let's just begin by noticing what our body feels like this evening. So I'd like you to bring your attention to the parts of your body that are touching the mat. So your feet perhaps, your ankles, your shins, your thighs, your glutes, depending on how you're seated. And just feel all those contact points with the mat. Feel that the earth is underneath you, strong and supporting you as you sit on your mat. And then feeling that firm foundation of the parts of your body touching the earth. Scan through the body, scan up the spine. Feel that the crown of your head is gently floating right above your pelvis. And then bring your awareness to the crown of your head. See if you can relax the crown of your head, relax the jaws, slightly part the teeth, but keep the mouth closed. And just feel the crown of your head reaching skyward. And then feeling your body as the unit that connects those two planes, touching the earth, reaching skyward. Just sit for a minute and feel your body. Feel that you have a body. Feel that your body is sitting on the mat. Feel the air touching your face and your body. And one visualization that I really love, maybe this might help you too. I come from a beach town, so I like to picture myself as a rock on the shore. And as a rock on the shore, I am not concerned with anything that came before this moment. I am not concerned with anything that will come after this moment. I am here to witness the moments passing and to let each one go as they pass. I am here no matter the weather. And the only thing that we have is just awareness of that present moment. And when you find that your thoughts are distracted by what's coming after this or what came before this, pull it back to that present moment. You're just a rock on the shore, and there's nothing that you have to do but sit. Bring your palms to touch in front of your heart. Bow your head. Drop your hands and then gently blink your eyes back open. And then I want you to do whatever you need to do to shake out your legs just to get ready for another sit, just for another few minutes. So I'm just shaking my legs out in a straddle pose. You could also bend the knees and windshield wiper them. And then when you're ready, retake that seat. Maybe if you had crossed legs, you want to cross the other leg in front just to switch it up. We're just going to retake our seat and breathe for a few moments before we get into the rest of our movement practice. So reset your seat, sitting tall. Eyes can be gently closed or gently open. If you like, you can bring one hand onto your belly. We're going to be taking some counted breaths. Just very easy, very gentle. Inhales for 5 and exhales for 5, with a slight pause in between. So when you're ready, exhale all your breath. And now inhale. Pause. And exhale, slow, until you're empty. And pause on empty. Inhale, fill up. Pause. Exhale. Slowly, like you're releasing air from a balloon. Good. Pause at the bottom. Inhale, fill up. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Just another couple of rounds. Pause at the top. You're full. Exhale, slow and steady. Pause at the bottom. Empty. Good. Last round. Inhale. Pause at the top. Take in just a little bit more air through your nose. And exhale all the breath out. Good. Now just come back to a normal rhythm of breath, whatever that means for you this evening. Hopefully feeling a little bit more balanced, a little ready to start to transition into our movement practice. All right. So when you're ready, if your eyes were closed, you can gently blink them open. And then come over your crossed legs and come into a tabletop position. And we're just going to stir our own pot here. So move in a way that feels good for you tonight. So for me, it feels good to move my shoulders and hips in opposite direction. It might feel good to circle the hips down towards the ankles. Just doing whatever you need to do in this moment to move and maybe release some of the tension, some of those snap, crackle pops. You've been seated at a desk all day. Good. If it feels nice, you might want to turn your wrists around. Just be very careful. That's an intense wrist stretch, so take it easy. And reverse. And if you were doing any circles with your hips, if you have not yet reversed the direction of your circles, make sure you reverse and you get both sides evenly. And then eventually making your way into a tabletop position so you're all squared up, wrists underneath, shoulders, knees underneath hips, and we'll take some cat-cow breath. So on your next inhale, drop your belly, arch the tailbone and look up for cat. And then on your exhale, press the mat away, round the back, tuck the chin for cat. Good, several more. Inhale, dropping the belly, collarbones wide. Exhale, round, round, round. Suck that belly button to the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Just another couple of rounds. Inhale. Exhale, and try and make these movements follow your breath. Last time, inhaling to cow, look up, arch. And exhale, round the back, tuck the chin for cat. Bring it back to a neutral spine. Bring the big toes to touch, and then sit back on your heels. Hands can walk forward, take a child's pose. Good. When you're ready, inhale, come on up. And come onto your knees. You might want to face alongside of your mat because we're coming into gate pose here. All right, so send the right leg, first actually before you do that, make sure that your knees are underneath your hips and knees are about hips width apart, so knees aren't right together here. Bring the right foot out to the side. Those right toes can point forward, so our leg is out at a 45-degree angle. Now, you can have the foot flat and toes pointing forward, pressing down into that pinky toe edge to stay stable. Or you can take this gate pose if you have a little bit more stability here. You can come up onto that heel of that right foot and point the toes straight up. Whichever variation you've decided to take, right hand palm up, right thigh. Inhale, left arm up straight. And then exhale, side stretch to the right, any amount, right? It's still early, we're still warming up. But feel like you could get a good stretch from this left hip all the way through that left arm. Inhale, come on up, and we'll switch sides. So bring that right knee back, left foot out to the left, 45-degree angle. Toes can be flat, pointing forward, or come onto that heel and point those toes straight up. Whichever you've chosen, left palm face up, left thigh. Inhale, the right arm up. Exhale, side stretch over. Gate pose. And if you want to look up, you can look up underneath that right arm. Kind of make sure you can almost roll this right shoulder back to make sure that that right side of the chest is opening up. Inhale, come on up. Bring that left knee back. If you're like me and you face the long side of the mat, turn back to the short side of your mat, toes together, sit back on your heels, and fold over for a child's pose. Now, one variation of child's pose that I really love to take is to bring my palms together and then bend my elbows so that my thumbs come to the nape of my neck. And for me, this is a really lovely tricep and arm stretch. So maybe that'll feel good for you too. Good. And then when you're ready, bring the palms down and push yourself back up to a seated position. Let's work on our neck and our shoulders before we start getting into some core work and standing poses. So let's just take a few neck rolls all the way around in one direction. And the next time your head comes back, reverse your roll, roll the other way. And the next time your chin comes to your chest, stay there. And then just gently move the chin back and forth in a pendulum motion. And then bring the chin back center, lift the chin, and keep lifting it to the ceiling so we're stretching the front of the throat. And then lower the chin, and we'll take that a few more times. Inhale, lift the chin, looking up. Exhale, drop the chin, looking down, stretching back of neck. Good. Just one more. And then on your exhale, tuck the chin. And just bring the head back to a neutral position. Next. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. If you like, you can press the mat away with the left hand. Good. Inhale, come on up. And drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Press out with the right hand. And then on your next inhale, come on up. Roll the shoulders back a few times. And then reverse your roll. Roll the shoulders forward a few times. Hands by your sides. Inhale, arms up, palms touch. On your exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lower the arms. Everyone knows I love this shoulder stretch. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze shoulder blades together like you could hold a broomstick between them. Good. And let's just take one more. Inhale, up. Exhale. Good. All right. Come back to neutral. We're just going to take an easy twist. Left hand, right knee. Inhale, get tall. And exhale, just gentle twist to the right. We're not going to set a world twist record here. Just easy to start. Inhale where you are. Exhale, right hand, left knee, twist to the left, other side. And then come back to center. And once more, we're going to bring our hands over our crossed leg to come into a tabletop position. And then once you have your tabletop, lightly tuck your toes, lift the knees and the hips up and back to your downward facing dog. And for your first downward facing dog, we're just going to walk the dog. So bending one knee at a time. Good. And then come down onto your knees for just a moment. We're going to do some core work, and you have a couple of options here. So your first option for core work is to start in child's pose and come on up to tabletop and then back to child's pose. Your second option for core work is to start in downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Okay, so your choice, we're going to do 5 of these. Child's pose to tabletop or downward facing dog to plank. Your choice. I'm going to start in downward facing dog. All right, so when you're ready, inhale forward to either plank or tabletop. Exhale back. Good. 4 more. Inhale forward. If you're in plank, one long line from your head down to your heels. Exhale back. 3 more. Inhale forward. Exhale back. So much of yoga is about core strength. Inhale forward. So I always like to include it if I can. Exhale back. 1 more. You got this. Inhale forward to plank or your tabletop. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And then everybody knees down. Sit back, child's pose. Good. And then looking forward at your hands, everyone now come forward to tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the knees up and back, downward facing dog. And then slowly walk your feet forward towards the hands. Knees are really bent here. Good. And then once your feet reach your hands, knees are really bent. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins, flatten the back, lift up halfway. And exhale, rebend the knees, refold. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, flat back, heart forward, thighs back. Exhale, fold, knees bent. And with the knees really bent, gently start to roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Head stays bowed. Roll the shoulders back, head comes up. All right. I bet you can guess how we're going to start our standing series. And that is with my absolute favorite half salutations. Allows us to build a rhythm, allows us to link breath with movement to start our vinyasa flow series. So let's take it, mountain pose, top of your mat. Oh, feel your feet, maybe even look down and lift all 10 toes off the mat. Feel your strong balance there, good. Lower the toes. Gaze forward, tailbone tucked, legs engaged, shoulders relaxed, gaze forward. And then when you're ready, exhale everything. And then inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Knees can be as bent as we like. Inhale, flatten the back, hands to the shins. Exhale, rebend the knees, refold. And inhale, arms rise, press feet into the earth to help you stand. Exhale, hands return to your sides. And let's do 2 more, establishing our rhythm. Inhale, arms will rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to a stand. Exhale, arms return. Okay, now this last one I'm not going to cue. I'm just going to take it with our own breath and our own time. Inhale, rise. And exhaling, ending back in mountain pose. Very nice. All right, let's keep going with some crescent moon salutations. Exhale everything. And then inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, right foot steps back, right knee down to the mat. Inhale, bring one and then the other hand on top of that left knee or lift both arms by the ears. And then exhale, hands on either side of that front foot. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee, step the front foot back to downward facing dog. We'll take a breath or 2 here. Good. Inhale where you are. Exhale, right foot steps forward between the hands, left knee down. Inhale, hands on top of the knee or arms rise by the ears. And exhale, hands down. Come off the back knee, back foot steps forward to meet the front one. When you get there, inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway. Exhale, refold. And inhale, arms rise to a stand. Exhale, release. Good. That's one side. We're going to do the other side. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee down. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, arms lower, hands plant, come off the back knee, step back, down dog. Inhaling here. Exhale, left foot steps forward between the hands, right knee down. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands down. Come off the back knee, step forward. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway. Exhale, refold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bring the palms to touch. Fingers wide, connect the thumb with your breastbone, and take a moment and gaze down at the fingertips. So here in our mountain pose, just checking in with our body, feeling what we're feeling. You may start to feel a little hot, little sensations of temperature or fatigue or energy. So just check in with your body, feel what you're feeling. Good. All right, let's keep going. Exhale all the breath out of your body. Bring hands to the sides. And then on your inhale, arms rise. Exhale, knees bend, fold forward. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway. Exhale, right foot steps back. We're going to stay in the lunge though, so leave that right knee up. Inhale here in the lunge, and then on your exhale, gently try and straighten both legs and move the hips back in space. Now, your legs don't have to be super straight. I have a really healthy bend here in my left knee. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips and straighten the back, or flatten the back halfway. And then exhale and try and fold in. Now that back heel is probably off the mat. That's totally fine. We're taking sort of a wide leg pyramid here. Good. Inhale where you are. And then exhale, bring your hands to the right and swivel your feet to face the long edge of your mat. So make sure toes and heels are in line with each other. Inhale, flatten the back, lift halfway. And then on your exhale, refold, hands underneath the shoulders. Elbows can bend in, almost like elbows would bend in and touch each other. We'll just spread a few breaths here. Good. On your next inhale, come up onto the fingertips, lift halfway. Exhale, bring the hands to your hips. And then inhale, come all the way to a stand. I know that's tough, good. And we're just gonna turn and face the front of our mat and step forward to come back to a stand. Very fancy transition there. Okay, let's take the other side of that. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms will rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway. Exhale, refold. This time, left foot steps back. We're here in the lunge just for a moment. Inhale here in the lunge. And then on your exhale, gently straighten the both legs. Move the hips back. Inhale, flatten the back, look forward. And then on your exhale, see if you can fold a little bit further. And so one thing I want you to think about in the twist is your hips. So try and think about that right hip crease and bring it back and up. And that'll help square you a little bit more here. Good, and then inhale, come up halfway. And then swivel everything, shift it over to the long edge of your mat, the other side. I'm gonna go this way so you can see me. And so we're here again in that wide leg forward fold. Make sure toes and heels are in line with each other. Inhale, flat back, come up halfway. And on your exhale, take your peace sign fingers, grab your big toes, and bend the elbows to help pull yourself in here. Few breaths here in this variation of the wide-legged forward bend. Good, and then when you're ready, release your toes. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands to the hips, and inhale, come all the way up. And this time you're gonna turn to your right and just step all the way up to the top of the mat. Very nice. All right. Bring your hips, bring your feet about hips width apart, maybe a little bit wider than hips width apart. And we're gonna just pretend like there's a sponge around our hips, and we're cleaning the inside of the barrel by rolling our hips around. These are barrel rolls. My students know, especially from my in-person class, that I love these barrel rolls for tight hips. Good. And then roll in the other direction. Kind of turn into a very bad dance. But it does feel great for your hips and low back. All right. When you're good on your barrel rolls, come on up to the front of your mat, and we'll keep going with our standing series. Mountain pose. Tailbone tucked, gaze straight ahead. When you're ready, inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back, right knee down. We're revisiting that crescent moon, so inhale the arms up. And then as you exhale the arms back down, bring the right hand right underneath that right shoulder, almost like the left foot and the right hand are hips distance from each other. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Inhale here. And then on your exhale, turn that chest to the left. And if you find this is too much pressure on your right wrist, you can come up onto your fingertips, or if you have a block handy, you can put that wrist on a block. And for me, that is a lot more comfortable. So that's what I'm going to do here in my twist. Now, if you feel stable here, you could fly that left arm towards the ceiling, or you can just leave it on your hip here as you breathe into that twist. So with each exhale, thinking about that chest opening to the left a little bit more. And then inhale, come on back. And if you have another block, you can put that to the other side of your foot. I'm going to use blocks for this next one. We're taking a half monkey pose. So we're going to walk that left foot out, maybe a good 6 to 12 inches. Inhale where we are. And then on our exhale, shift those hips back so that this left front leg is now straight and those left toes point up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale, extend the spine, and then exhale, fold over that left leg. Okay, and those back toes can either be tucked or flat on the mat in your twist. Good. Inhale where you are. And then exhale, bring those hips forward gently, slowly walk that left hand back into alignment. And then walk that left foot out to the left. Bring both hands inside that left foot. And then you can open up that left hip. You can come onto the pinky toe edge of your left foot. Taking a lizard pose here. So you can stay on your hands, or if it feels good to you, you can come down onto one or both elbows. And then inhale, come on up, bring that left foot back into alignment. Tuck the back toes, plant the hands to either side of the front foot. Come off the back knee and step that front foot back to downward facing dog. We'll take a couple of breaths here before we switch sides. So actually, I'm going to switch sides. Good. Inhale where you are. Exhale, right foot in between your hands. Left knee down. Inhale, take a moment and rise, arms by your ears or hands on the knee. And then exhale, left palm down to the inside of that front foot, right hand to your right hip. Inhale where you are. And then exhale, turn the chest to the right. Maybe let that right arm fly towards the ceiling. Taking our twist. Good. Inhale where you are. Exhale, bring hands down to either side of that front foot. Walk that foot out about 6 to 12 inches. Inhale where you are. And then on your exhale, shift the hips back, straighten that front knee. Inhale, get tall. And exhale, fold. Toes are pointing straight up to the ceiling. Front toes, that is. Half monkey. And on your next exhale, gently walk that front foot back in. And then walk it out to the right a little bit. Bring both hands inside that right foot. And make sure that wrists are underneath shoulders here. Drop that right knee out to the right. Come onto the pinky toe edge of your foot. And if you want, you can lower down onto one or both elbows here in your lizard pose. You could even take this right hand and bring it to the inside of your right thigh and use it to push out on that right thigh. Good. Inhale, come back. Walk that foot back and into alignment. Hands down either side of the front foot. Tuck the toes. Come back into your lunge. We're not going to do a vinyasa here, so just inhale here in the lunge with the right foot forward. On your exhale, step the left foot forward to meet the right one. Inhale, hands to the shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands return. Nice. Okay, we're going to take one last little standing series, and then we will bring it down to the mat to stretch out and take Shavasana. Okay. All right, mountain pose, top of your mat. Inhale, the arms will rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back, right heel pivots down, cartwheel the arms up into warrior two. Gaze over those left middle fingertips. We'll take a few breaths here. Thinking about both feet weighing the same, so putting some energy in that back leg and back arm. Good. On your next inhale, straighten that front leg, and then shift the hips and the arms forward, and come into a triangle pose. Left hand comes to a block or the earth. your shin, your ankle, wherever it wants to reach. Wherever it reaches, make sure you can press down firm enough that that right side of the chest opens. And right hand reaches for the sky. Good. All right, we're going to come back up on the inhale. So when you inhale, bend that front knee slightly. Inhale, come on up to warrior two. And then we'll cartwheel the hands down, come off the back heel. We're here in our lunge pose. And we are going to take a vinyasa. So we're going to come down onto our belly, and you have two choices. You can bring this back knee down and bring the front knee back to meet it. Or bring that front foot back into a plank and then lower it down. It's your choice. Whatever you've decided to do, once you get to your belly, bring the forearms to the mat, fingertips spread wide. Tops of the feet press into the earth. We're going to take some Sphinx here. So nice deep inhale, chest broad, facing forward. And then on your exhale, hands plant underneath your shoulders. We're coming back to down dog. So again, you can come onto your knees through tabletop and then lift the knees up into downward facing dog. Or you can exhale, press the plank, and then shift the hips back. And if you need to reset your feet for your down dog, that is always fine. Good, now we're going to come out the way we came in. So take an inhale here in dog. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands return. All right, let's just finish it out with the second side of that. I'm going to face that this way. You can stay where you are. Mountain pose. Exhale everything. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back, left heel pivots down, cartwheel arms up to your warrior two. This time, right foot is forward. And we'll take a few breaths here in warrior two. Good. On your next inhale, straighten into this front leg. You can rock this back foot in a little bit if you need to shorten the stance. Reach, 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 kick the hips back, and then come into your triangle pose. Right foot to a block or the earth or your leg. All right, when you're ready, use your core strength. Little micro bend in this front knee and inhale, press into that front foot to help you come back up to warrior two. Nice. Then cartwheel arms down either side of the foot and come onto your belly, however you want to get there, with both knees down or by plank and push-upping into it. Once more, we're going to take our Sphinx pose, so forearms out, tops of the feet press into the mat, almost like you could pull yourself through those arms. So picture your forearms pushing down and pulling back. Good, and then release. All right, so we're going to take lounging lizard, which is one of my favorites. How are we going to do this? Okay, so make your hands into fists. Bring the right fist to the inside of the left elbow, and then roll onto your right hip. So our legs are stacked here. We're on our right elbow, and this right elbow is directly under the right shoulder. And you can bring that right palm flat or keep it in a fist. It's up to you. Now, this might be enough of a side stretch here for you. So we should be feeling a nice stretch from the top of the right hip, sort of all the way up that side seam of the body. Now, if you're not feeling it, you can do a couple of things. You can take this top leg and stamp the left foot down in front of you, okay, maybe somewhere in front of that right thigh or right knee. If you need some more for that, you can turn that right hand, right elbow out, and you can actually come up onto that right hand. And this is one of the few times in yoga where it's actually fine to kind of hunch into your shoulder a little bit, where you kind of want your shoulder up by your ear. And then you can rest this left forearm on top of this right knee. So I really love this pose because it really is a great way to stretch into this side seam of the body that you don't often get. And I mean, let's be honest, you just look pretty cool like this. So it's called lounging lizard. You look like a very cool lounging lizard. All right, let's come out of this. Bring the left hand down, stack the legs again. Very gently come onto that right elbow and roll back onto your stomach. So let's just take a back bend in between sides. Tops of the feet press into the earth, hands underneath your shoulders, elbows hug in. Inhale, one breath up in cobra pose. And then exhale, hands down. Okay, so let's come into our Sphinx. Forearms out, make our fists. Left fist comes to inside of right elbow. We're going to roll over onto that left hip. This might be enough for you. If it's not, you can lift this right foot and stamp it to the inside of the left leg. If that's still not enough for you, you can come onto this left hand, pressing down into the palm. It's okay to sort of crunch into that shoulder. Just rest that right hand on top, and hopefully you're feeling this stretch all the way up here, and you're getting some stretch there. Love it. Good. So come out of this, bring the right hand down, stack the legs, come onto your belly. And then one last cobra pose, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows hug in. Press the hands of the tops of the feet into the earth to help you rise. And then come on down and shift your hips all the way back to a child's pose. Great job. All right. So when you're ready, gently release from that child's pose and just come to a seated position on your mat. We're just going to take a few seated stretches before we head into our final rest pose. So bring your feet together. Heels can be as close or as far from the groin as we like. Inhale, get really tall. And then exhale, fold forward over those feet. And if you did have a block handy, mine is too far from my grasp, but if you did have a block handy and you wanted to put it on your feet and rest your forehead down onto the block, that's a really nice way to make this into a restorative posture. Otherwise, with each inhale, thinking about extending that spine, and with each exhale, thinking about folding a little further. Just another couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, come up onto your fingertips. And on your exhale, gently, slowly walk it back in. Nice. Good deal. All right. Bring your feet to the mat. They're pretty wide, and just windshield wiper the hips back and forth. Just to shake that out. Now let's take a seated twist. So bring left leg to the bottom, left heel folds into your right glute. Right knee bent, right foot to the outside of that left knee. Left hand holds onto right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist open to the right. Maybe bringing that left elbow on top of the right knee to help you twist a little further. Good. One last inhale here. And on your exhale, gently, slowly release it forward. We'll take the other side. Maybe you can switch without using your hands. Try that. Remember, right knee is on the bottom this time, left foot to the outside of right knee. Hold on to right knee with left hand behind you. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist to the left. Maybe right elbow comes to left knee to help you twist further. Good. Last inhale here. And exhale, release. Nice. All right. Bend both knees, bring them to the mat in front of you. We're going to transition to the floor, so make sure that you're sitting right in the middle of your mat or so. Okay, all right. So knees bent, and then what you do is to tip back until you're balancing on your sits bones. Your feet are off the earth. Arms can be long, and then I want you to challenge yourself, pulling in your core. So I want you to think about pulling that lower belly down, pulling the lower belly in and down. Try and extend your legs, extend your back until you're one straight line, and then slowly, with control, lowering all the way down onto the mat. Just a little bit of extra core work there for you to round out that standing series. Good. All right, bend the knees, bring them close enough to your glutes that you can just reach out and brush the backs of your ankles. We're going to take a bridge pose. So arms rest long at your sides. Inhale where you are. On your exhale, tilt the pelvis back until your low back is on the mat, and then press into your feet and the backs of your upper arms to lift your pelvis into bridge pose. If you want to take this a little bit further, you can snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you and clasp your hands underneath your glutes. So pressing into the feet helps you lift the hips. Pressing into the top backs of the shoulders helps you lift the chest. Okay. A couple more breaths in bridge pose. Good. One last inhale here. And then on your exhale, if your hands were clasped underneath you, unclasp, and then lower down one vertebrae at a time, lower slow. And then at last, when your pelvis is back on the mat, just stay there, just let everything sort of neutralize for a second. And then when you're ready, bend one knee and then the other one into the chest. Give your knees a hug. And we're going to finish off with a happy baby. So grabbing the outsides of the feet, separating the feet and knees really wide. Knees bend like they could bend into your armpits. Feet flexed and pointed towards the ceiling. And if you wanted to, you could rock from side to side here. All right. And now we're going to release into our final rest pose. So go ahead and bend those knees. Give them one last hug into the chest. And then send your legs long on the mat. Let your feet release so that toes spill out to the sides. Once more, snuggle those shoulder blades underneath you. Hands rest palms up at your side. And take a moment to just move your head back and forth, just to find that one perfect position your head wants to rest in. When you find it, go ahead and take a moment, close your eyes. We're just going to use our last few minutes to rest and relax. So relax the crown of your head. Relax your forehead and the spot between your eyes. Relax your jaw. Slightly part your teeth and unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax the neck, the chest. Relax the belly. Relax the hips. Relax your arms, your wrists, your fingers. Relax your thighs, your knees, your shins, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And on your exhale, open your mouth and sigh it out. And just know that for these next few moments, there's nothing that you have to do except relax and rest and reward your body for all the great things you just did for it for the last hour. And what I would really love to do is say our meditation blessing of loving kindness over you all as you rest here in Shavasana. So feel very free to tune me out entirely, or just let the flow of the blessing wash over you. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my teachers be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my family be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my friends, and I include you all in this, may all of my friends be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties of life. May all of my enemies be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. And finally, may all sentient beings, seen and unseen, born and to be born, be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. You are welcome to stay in your rest pose as long as you like. But if it is time for you to move on, with each inhale, start to take some deeper breaths and start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, bringing movement back into the body. Circle the wrists, the ankles, and then stretch your arms long overhead. Stretch the hands and toes away from each other. Point the toes. And then taking your time, roll over onto one side. Just take a last moment here, savoring this feeling, hopefully, of strength and contentment and relaxation that you've built. And then gently use your hands to push yourself up to a seated position. And when you get there, let your eyes stay closed. And if it feels meaningful to you, bringing the hands together, palms touching in front of your heart. Bow your head, drop your hands, and gently blink your eyes open and come on back. All right. Friends, I'm so sorry that this is our last class together, but I have been so honored and privileged to be able to teach these here through the library. And I'm so grateful that you have decided to join me, whether this is your first class or you've taken them all the way through. I am grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Take care.